I'm not going to use slides. We're not using slides. We're keeping that very, conversational again, unconventional. But I feel it's really important you guys make sure you take notes on this one. So you definitely want to write it down. If it goes over your head, no problem. Write the question down. Let's answer them for sure. We'll deal with them. They're not that rocket science, but they're very powerful. The very first one is call outs, right? Do not lead with a call out. Do not lead with a call out. What does a call out mean? Well, a call out is typically in an ad, you'll see people who say things like, attention, pharmacists, attention, business owners, attention, coaches, consultants, healers, authors. You see these things that people put attention and then they call them out. That's one of the biggest mistakes we can ever make when it comes to doing these ads. And the ad will suck because when we target someone in an ad campaign, we don't need to be able to say your name when you already know your name. See, in the ad, we've already known that we're targeting you. You're a business owner, you're a B2B business owner, and my ad's talking to you anyway, because that's the beauty of advertising on Facebook and Instagram, where it's laser targeted. Right?
Number 2 is be the life of the party.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what does this mean, be the life of the party? Well, in simple terms,
being able to master the crowd.
Correct. You need to learn how to master the crowd with your advertising and your ads, your Facebook ads or your Instagram ads, right? Or even your YouTube ads. You want to know how to master your audience. Think about how you can be that person, the master of your crowd, when you put your ad out, when you put your video out, in the form of controlling that tag, controlling those likes, controlling that comment, controlling that share. How can you really control the crowd? And when I say control, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that you become the center of attraction, where you become the life of the party, where they really, really love that high vibration. Regardless of what industry you're in, you can clearly come out with an innovative, creative way to just bring that out. One of our mentors uses rap videos. In the last 2 months, he's been using a rap video. He just came out of nowhere. He was at a conference. He decided he has multiple books. So he took one of his books and he started doing a rap. He just enjoys rap music for fun, but he decided to do a rap song on it. And it's fun because he involved other people in his community, and he had the book showing, but he was making sense of how, using that, the pain points, the problems of what customers go through, and how he brought his story sharing in there. But he was sharing that story about how he had that problem, how he overcame the problem, and how now he's not divorced anymore to the challenge, but he's actually divorced to the problem, and he's married the solution. And he did a really cool concept. Now, it's not a perfect rap video. It's creative.
Yeah.
He's done. You could tell it's completely imperfect. He's not a singer at all. But he cut through the noise by having control, by creating that. He becomes a life of the party. Think about that for your businesses as well. Number 3, the third golden principle is really, really solid. Now, this one is old school. We used to talk about this in direct marketing, right? Direct marketing, there were 2 powerful words. You
and your.
These were 2 powerful words in direct marketing, where you'll see, if you find commercials that use direct marketing on telly, or you see those newspaper ads or magazines, they'll use terminologies like you and your, saying it's a very powerful thing. And it is true. When you use the words you and your in your ad copy, in direct marketing, it's easy for getting direct response because there's a person straight away connecting with it. But with Facebook ads or Instagram ads, using you and your doesn't really, really cut it. It doesn't, because you're trying to imply something, and you want to create a call to action for a customer to get up and take action on your video. Yeah, whatever it is, whether it's looking for you to be the one to hire staff, or whether it's you trying to help these people to say, I'm going to get you a job or connect you with the right source. So it still has to be an opportunity for you to speak to them. But how do you do that without using the word you and your? Well, there is another way to do that, which we'll talk about. But this one is really important. Stay clear from using you and your, unless you're using it in a way that creates empathy. The fourth one
is all about value.
Now, you know how we spoke about value and we said value is really about results, right? That's essentially what it means. When you say value, you give value, that means you want to get a result for a client. Okay, so when you're thinking about value, this is how you drive value. 4 words that you need to or you must have in, well, these are the words, but these are the things that you need to make sure your ad copy, and your ad copy both, meaning your written as much as your video. Okay?
First one is entertaining. Second one is inspiring. Third is motivating. And fourth is education.
Let's slow down. Yeah, how do you bring these 4 to play with the ad copy? How do you bring that into your flavor? Think about the storytelling that you're going to do in your ad, right? Remember, your videos are about storytelling, engagement. If I want to create reciprocation, I want to share a story that is going to get someone to reciprocate with me. So how do I tell a story? Well, if you remember the 4 concepts or the components of a story: strengths, wins, struggles, beliefs, right? These 4 were really the big ones. Now, if you think about when you're incorporating these 4 concepts into a story, you're essentially bringing an emotional touch to it. You're essentially bringing an entertaining touch to it. You're essentially creating inspiration. You're motivating somebody through showing them and sharing with them your challenges or your struggles or your belief system, that old belief, which then shifted over to a new one. So in your ad copy,
which is really powerful, as we were saying with the storytelling, you can do all of that with your story. And that's a beautiful way to be able to bring that in.
Yeah. You'll see a lot of people will get hooked into the story, but then that's where they get the buy-in to the content. Now, in an ad, you want them to get them hooked in the story as well as the content of the ad, so that they can then go to the website, which is where your sales process begins, and then your 24/7 salesperson, which is your website or your sales funnel, should start being able to sell to them, present to them, and be able to close them or answer all their questions and deal with their objections. So how do you create that? Well, you got to make sure that you create value. So value in the sense of getting results needs to be able to create inspiration, motivation. It has to be educational. It has to be something that is entertaining. It has to be funny. And okay, now I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to give you another one. This is the fifth one, which has to do with making sure that your ad copy is absolutely easy on the eyes. It has to be easy. What do I mean by it has to be easy on the eyes? From a video perspective, number one, if you're going to use a background, make sure it's a natural background and it's not a virtual background. Reason being, the virtual background moves a lot and it's distracting. From the ad copy perspective, which is written, a few things you want to do. You want to share that with them?
Okay.
It's number one, bullet points. Use some bullet points in your ad copy. See, if it was a PowerPoint presentation, I would say stay away from bullet points. That's death by PowerPoint. But here's the opposite. In your ad copy, you want to structure it because that's how the human brain works. It likes compartmentalization. So when you write your ad copy by doing number one, add a few bullet points to some things you're speaking about. Anything that is related to a benefit and a couple of benefits, feel free to bullet point those, right? The second thing you want to do is you want to use emojis that are relevant. Look at your ad copy. Think about which statements or phrases or sentences in this ad copy are really red hot. I really want them to get it. Or this is something that they always ask. Those are the ones that you need to make sure you have an emoji next to it. All right. The third one is use ellipses. That means create separation. It's a great way. Now, I'll tell you what, I've got friends who are, grammar experts, and they hate it when I use ... because they're going, how is that? That's not appropriate. It's not spoken. And you know what? It's a written ad copy. It's slightly different because in written English, you wouldn't use that. But in spoken English, it is an expression of so. And that's what you're expressing with these dots. Because you're trying to write in the way we speak. That's why it's okay. And that's why it connects with the audience. And that's why it doesn't let your ad suck. All we have to do is remember that we got to speak with the audience in our ad copy, not talk to the audience in the ad copy. That's the way you keep your ad copy from sucking. really. All right, so those are the 5, but we're going to go ahead and give you a bonus one.
Yeah.
Should we give them a bonus one?
Definitely. I like this one. It's very much about me. Be unpredictable. That's so important. Don't just go with what everybody else is doing. Go against the grain. Be unpredictable. People like to know that you stand for something. And what is that for you?